Throughout the research, planning and evaluation stages of our project, we used different media technologies to construct our final short film. Firstly, we used Blogger, which is a Google-owned blog publishing service. I used it to record my construction and research, planning and evaluation work. This was significant in ensuring that I was up to date with my coursework and allowed me to chronologically order my ideas. The website was accessible from both school and home, and so I could update it whenever I needed to. This was especially helpful when I wanted to write my progress post to state what I had been doing in terms of my coursework. Blogger allowed me to express my ideas and work in a variety of different media forms by adding videos and images and arranging it in a way that I wanted. I tended to change the HTML a lot to ensure all my posts were aligned and my blog looked neat and organised. Blogger is good for giving you different ways to present information, allowing you to change the colour of your text, the size or the font. Another advantage was that everyone in our group could access each other's blogs and we could share the work we had been doing. For example, when one person uploaded an image we all needed, then we could easily access it and save it. To record our short film, we used the Fuji HS20EXR camera. When it actually came to producing our short film, we decided against using the school cameras and instead used one of our own, which would give us a better picture quality, and this particular one filmed in HD. This was very beneficial to us because we had some difficult shots to do. Initially, we had some difficulty with the focus on the camera, which was very frustrating due to a lot of our fast movements in our dance scene, but it was easy to learn how to use it, and so we were able to film good quality shots. We used a tripod to ensure all of our shots were still and looked professional. We did a lot of practice shots in certain cases, such as in the fridge scene, to ensure that we got the perfect shot that we needed. The fact that we could watch our shots on the camera was also a positive aspect because we could evaluate what shots we definitely wanted and which ones were not useful and that we had to do again. In order to edit our short film once filming was complete, we had the opportunity to decide which editing software we would use. After using iMovie when we created our title sequence last year, we decided to go for a different approach when editing our film. Windows Movie Maker was very effective in editing our film and gave us lots of options that we needed. Once the video was uploaded, we had the ability to drag any clips and drop them on the timeline. They can then consequently be split, which was very helpful when editing the dance scene due to the transitions having to be made at particular times. We were able to mute or quieten certain parts of the film with the Adjust Volume button. This was helpful in allowing us to maintain the continuity of diegetic sound. We were also able to add the final music piece that we developed as an MP3 and match it up to the video. Adding credits and the title was also really simple in Windows Movie Maker, and furthermore it allowed us to publish the final piece on a video hosting website. When I actually use Windows Movie Maker to make these evaluations, I'm able to upload it straight to YouTube and then embed it into my blog. And this was the same for our final film. Photoshop and Publisher were very important when it came to creating our ancillary text. To make the movie poster we used Photoshop. This allowed us to create something rather professional looking. After applying the image into Photoshop, we were able to layer text on top of the image in different colours. We were also able to soften the whole image to give it a more neutral look, as well as changing both the contrast and the brightness of the photo. Photoshop also allowed us to edit the image, such as the skin, to make it appear more pale and airbrushed, but in a natural way. Photoshop takes a while to get used to, but with an online tutorial it is simple to understand, and consequently it allowed us to create a rather professional looking poster for our short film. To create the review page we decided to use Publisher. This can be seen as a simpler version of Photoshop, however it did exactly what we needed and was less time consuming. Publisher allows us to use an A3 template so that we could create what appeared to be a double page spread, and it was stress free to add images and apply the review text onto the page. We are fortunate to be able to have a recording studio within our school, which has a soundproof booth to create professional sounding audio. In the studio we were able to record our monologue and voiceovers. For the monologue it was just a matter of getting Alice to read it and then playing it on top of the video. However, there were parts that we cut and changed to ensure that it would all fit into the time that we needed. The voiceovers were entertaining as we had to get a few people to record their voices and then cut up the tracks and lay them on top of each other for it to sound distorted.
Dancers don't get work. You need to lose weight. They'll do that.
I think this was a very effective part of our film and we were very privileged to have such good facilities. To make our actual music soundtrack for our short film, we used Mac software, GarageBand. Initially, we struggled to understand it and spent quite a while working it out. Personally, I've never used the software before, but luckily we had a music student within our group who had previously used it to some extent. We found it very easy once we had got going though, and it allowed us to take sampled instruments to create our own songs. We used a mix of string and piano instruments to create our composition, and we were then able to see where it would play on the video. It was not our ideal choice for music, however I think we did very well with the facilities we had. GarageBand was a vital role within the production phase because music really does set the atmosphere for the film, yet it was very time consuming due to the initial misfortunes. The internet was very vital within our planning and evaluation stages and research. Mainly YouTube was a massive help in the research and planning because it allowed us to watch the films associated with our plot. For example, when we watched extracts of Black Swan, it gave us massive insight into the music and the way we could compose our shots. We were also able to look at other music to see what kind of sound we would want throughout our film. When creating our film, we used YouTube a lot to watch guides on how to work certain things in the Mac. These were a massive help and allowed us to have greater knowledge on the Mac applications such as GarageBand. Obviously YouTube was helpful when we needed to put the actual videos on our blog for both our production work and evaluation. It's really easy to set up an account and upload videos, and even easier to embed the HTML onto your blog, and it's also created a much better quality video, and it was much quicker than if we uploaded it via Blogger. We could also easily share the link to our final production on other websites such as Facebook, where they could watch it on their Facebook wall and comment or like it. We also use Google because it's one of the most well-known search engines, and so it was one we use frequently for our research. Initially, we had come up with a research on the topic of anorexia as our knowledge was not as extensive as it could have been, and Google really helped with that. Additionally, when looking for research on a short film case study, Google provided me with the information I needed for this. The only issue was when we used it to search at school. In certain cases it would block websites that were crucial to us, and however we overcome this by doing our research at home as well as school. We used the BBC Film Network to research and analyse short films. We spent a while just watching a range of short films from different genres to get an idea of what we could use for our own concept, and also to figure out the connotations and conventions of short films. It was a very supportive website with a significant amount of good short films to watch, and I gained a lot of worthy analysis on the 3 short films I analysed. Having a wide variety of recommended short films in one website was beneficial because when I looked on others they were very amateur and I wouldn't have gained a very good analysis. Facebook was used in our evaluation stages. We posted our video on my Facebook page asking for feedback. We got a great response, and it did help to get the correct target audience for our film to give us feedback. The only problem with using Facebook is social desirability bias, as people may not have wanted to comment despite having something relevant to say, and we found this from when people came up to us at school the next day. Despite this, the feedback we actually gained was quite helpful. To answer the evaluation questions, I used the webcam on my laptop. This allowed me to create a video with audio, and then I was able to change the file into the right format so that I could apply it to Windows Movie Maker and edit it.